My name is Eleanor. Everyone calls me Ellie. The garage door was open. Walter never left it open. 43 years of marriage. And he never once forgot. But he's been gone 8 months now. I stood at the kitchen sink, coffee going cold, staring at the empty space through the window. The car was gone. I walked outside in my slippers. The concrete where his 1967 Shelby GT500 used to sit was empty. Just an oil stain. Walter spent 20 years restoring that car, every weekend. His tools still hung on the pegboard. His journal lay open on the bench. The last entry was 3 weeks before he died. Almost done. Can't wait to teach Ellie to drive her properly. I closed the journal and held it against my chest. A black BMW pulled into the driveway. My son Michael got out. Wouldn't meet my eyes. Simone stepped out of the passenger side. Perfect hair. Designer sunglasses. Watching me. Where's the car, Michael? He shoved his hands in his pockets. I sold it. You what? Simone's been planning this Paris trip. I needed the money. That was your father's car. Dad's gone. Mom, you don't even drive it. Simone slipped her hand into Michael's arm. It was just sitting there. It made sense. You should have asked me. Would you have said yes? I didn't answer. Simone smiled. It didn't reach her eyes. It's done. We leave tomorrow. They walked back. Michael glanced back once, then got in. I stood in the garage, holding Walter's journal. The phone rang the next morning. Unknown number. Mrs. Bennett, this is Frank Collins. I have your husband's car. What? Your son brought it in. There's something Walter wanted you to know. I drove across town, hands tight on the wheel. Frank was waiting. Gray hair. Red around the eyes. Your husband saved my life 25 years ago. I needed a business loan. No bank would touch me. Walter co-signed for a stranger. Inside, rows of vintage cars gleamed under bright lights. He stopped at the last one and pulled off the cover. The Shelby sat there. Burgundy paint perfect. I put my hand on the hood. I could feel Walter in every line. Frank leaned against the doorframe. 2 years ago, Walter asked me to help him install a hidden compartment. He made me promise that if anything happened, I'd call you. My heart pounded. Frank showed me how to release the panel behind the radio. Inside was a manila folder and a sealed envelope with my name on it in Walter's handwriting. I opened the envelope first. Eleanor, if you're reading this, I'm gone. I've been investigating Simone for 18 months. She's not who she says she is. Her real name is Linda Marsh. She's done this before twice. She targets men with aging parents and family assets. She'll convince Michael you're declining, that the house should be sold. Then she'll disappear with the money. The key in this box is for our safe deposit box. Inside are stock certificates I bought in 1994. Check the current value. Protect yourself. Protect our son. I love you. I'm still protecting you. I read it twice, tears streaming. Inside the folder, photos of Simone at 2 different weddings. Marriage certificates. Newspaper clippings about stolen savings. Frank waited outside while I called the first number. Stanley Wright answered. I wondered when this call would come. He told me how Simone convinced him his mother was declining. Sold her house for $280,000. Vanished. His mother died months later. I called George Murphy. His voice cracked as he described how Simone convinced him to sell his father's auto shop. $195,000 gone. Frank handed me a business card. Walter was working with a private investigator. Robert Hayes. He's been waiting for your call. I went to the bank. The stock certificates were worth $340,000 to $1,000. Walter had left me a fortune I never knew existed. Robert Hayes met me at a coffee shop. He showed me printouts, Simone's online activity on caregiver forums, searches for assisted living facilities, and 3 credit cards in Michael's name, $32. 0 in debt. She's setting the stage, Robert said. When they get back from Paris, she'll push to sell your house. We need Michael to see the truth himself. I called Michael. I need you to come over. Just you. He arrived the next afternoon, defensive. I laid out Walter's letter, the photos, the marriage certificates. Michael's face went pale. This is insane. Then call the numbers. Prove me wrong. He grabbed the paper with the numbers, crumpled it, and walked out. At midnight, the phone rang. Michael's voice was wrecked. I called them, Mom. Both of them, it's the same story. Exactly. I tested her, Michael said, asked about where she grew up. Her answers tonight were completely different. What did you do? I pushed, asked about the credit cards. She packed a bag, said I was weak. Then she walked out. I called Robert. She's at the airport Marriott. One-way flight to Mexico City at 6 a.m. We met at my house at 3 in the morning. Police were already watching Simone. They needed Michael's statement to make the warrant stick. Michael looked at me. What would Dad do? He'd want you to stop her. So she can't do this to anyone else. Michael nodded. Let's go. At the airport, we stood behind a pillar near security. 5:30. Simone appeared with 2 suitcases. Designer coat. Sunglasses. Calm, confident. She got in the security line. Detectives moved. Ma'am, we need to speak with you. She turned. Her face shifted for a second. Then she smiled. Is there a problem? We have a warrant for your arrest. Linda Marsh. Her smile froze. I don't know who that is. She ran. Dropped her luggage, kicked off her heels. Airport security caught her before she made it 20 feet. She fought, screamed. Get off me. Police handcuffed her. In one suitcase they found clothes. In the other, $48,000 in cash, a passport with a different name, and a hard drive. When they lifted her up, she saw us. Her face contorted with rage. She lunged toward Michael. Police held her back. You're nothing, weak, stupid. Just like the others. She turned on me. And you, interfering old woman. This was mine. People stared, phones out. I didn't react. I just kept my hand on Michael's arm. They dragged her away. Michael stood frozen. I led him to the car. Simone took a plea deal. 12 years federal prison. The credit card debt was forgiven. But Michael struggled. Some days he barely spoke. 2 months later, I found him in the garage, holding Walter's journal. He opened to a page from years ago. Taught Michael to change the oil today. He's 12, old enough to learn. So proud of him. I sold his car, Michael whispered. 20 years of his life. To impress a woman who was trying to destroy us. I sat beside him. You didn't know. Dad tried to warn me. I told him to back off. He died a week later, and I never apologized. I handed him Walter's letter. He read it and broke down. I held him. A few weeks later, on a Saturday morning, I heard an engine rumble. The Shelby sat in my driveway, Frank behind the wheel. Michael came running down. Frank got out, held out the keys. Bringing her home where she belongs. Walter built it for you. Michael stared. I sold it. Frank shook his head. You were a victim too. Your dad knew that. He'd be proud of you both. We backed the Shelby into the garage. When the engine shut off, the garage smelled right again. That Sunday, we opened Walter's journal. Michael found the page marked teaching Michael. Start with the oil. Michael checked the level. His hands were steady. We spent the morning working on the car together. By afternoon, Michael was smiling. I forgot how much I loved this. A month later, I sat behind the wheel. Michael in the passenger seat. I started the engine. The Shelby roared to life. We drove without a destination. Windows down. Just driving. When we pulled back into the garage, I turned off the engine. He was still protecting us, I said. Michael nodded. He never stopped. That was 2 years ago. Michael comes over every Sunday. We work on the car together. Sometimes we just sit in the garage, listening to Walter's old radio. I think about what he wrote in that last journal entry. Can't wait to teach Ellie to drive her properly. I learned. And now, every time I turn the key, I feel him right beside me. I'm Eleanor. And this is the story of how my dead husband saved my life and taught my son a lesson he'll never forget.